YouTube? It's Roundman again. Well, it's been interesting this week. Tried to make a video yesterday, but I was just kind of rambling, and it was nonsensical and all that good stuff. So figured I would wait. Lost a couple more pounds, down to 345 on my home scale. Kind of happy about that. Hit the gym. Sticking with the Buff Dudes 3-day split workout. Seems to be working good for me as far as losing weight. Like I said, I met with my dietitian last week. She, recommended I stick to a 2,000 calorie diet instead of 1,500. So I've been doing pretty good with that. Still, I've been between 1,500 and 2,000. Haven't actually made it all the way to 2,000 some days. The weirdest part for me is sometimes I wonder if I eat because I'm hungry. I know head hunger, but it's like if I take my lunch with me when I drive, sometimes when I just know it's sitting beside me, I can not be hungry, but I know it's just sitting there beside me, and I have to fight myself, do I want to eat it? When I know that I'm not hungry, but it's just like, oh, it's there, it's there, it's there. And it's a little bit better than it was before, because, I'm slowly trying to change my mindset, learned about head hunger, and been, cut down on carbs so I don't feel as hungry, because when I eat carbs, it just kicks my hunger into overdrive. But it's weird, and that's one reason that I always just stopped at McDonald's or somewhere else. I mean, not like McDonald's was the healthiest option, but if I would take my lunch and pack a cooler full of it or whatever, I would eat everything in the cooler before I was even halfway done with my trip. And I brought stuff, space out. I'd eat this, a couple hours later, have a snack and all that shit. No matter how much I would bring, I would tend to eat most of it in the very first part. And that's just, I can't figure out why I do that. It's just, just because I know it's there. I mean, I've never really been hungry in my life. I mean, moved around as a kid, a few times. Dad lost his job, Mom lost her job. So, we got kicked out of our house and all that. And I don't know if me being afraid. I mean, I can remember my mom telling me as a kid, make sure you eat all your food, because, we don't know when the next, we're going to get the next meal or something. But, we always, my grandma always hooked us up and all that stuff. So I don't know if it stems from that. But I'm just kind of hoping that the surgery, if I get there, will help me not care so much about food, because I like food a lot, but just to the point where it's almost like I'm obsessed with it, and I'm afraid I'm passing that on to my kids, because, I was joking with them the other day, told them I was going to throw a piece of pizza in the floor and record it and watch on YouTube to see, which one of them killed each other and be able to get it. But I just, wonder, do other people feel like that? Is it just me? It's just weird, because I know I'm not hungry, but why am I always constantly thinking about it? mean, I play guitar, I'm a singer in a band, I like computer programming. I mean, I have all these other things that I could think about, but still, in like just spare moments, just driving or something. It's all, oh, I got my beef jerky over here, as if somebody's going to steal it. So, just anybody else has any trouble with that or know what that's called or whatever, just kind of hit me up. Also, another thing I have questions about would be relationship. I've been married to my wife. It'll be 10 years in June. We've been together for a few years before that, so we've been together 14, 15 years. We have 3 kids, but a lot of people have been coming in talking to my wife. She's a cosmetologist, pretty successful at it. But they keep telling her, I don't know if they're just trying to scare her or, like, oh, if your husband has this, there's a good chance you're going to get divorced. And it's just weird because I know certain people have relationship, and I know the dynamics of relationship can change and all that, but I just don't see it. Of course, not having there, not being to that point yet, I can always say I don't see it or whatever, but I just don't see me getting healthier would change the way that I feel about my wife. I mean, granted, we've been married for a while, we get on each other's nerves, we know exactly how to push each other's buttons and everything else, but in the end, we've been through about as bad shit as that you can go through. I mean, when she was pregnant with our youngest son, she had to have brain surgery, and it was just like wham bam, in 2 days we found out she was had to have brain surgery to get this thing out of the back of her head, or she could quite possibly die anytime, and there goes the baby as well. And I've had various health problems, and we've just always been right there for each other. I saw the damage that, my mom and dad splitting up done to me and my sister, and I just don't. I mean, I know sometimes it's just better if you just can't get along, and it can be better for the kids if you split up. But I'll always want my wife and my kids to know that I'm there, and that's one thing. Sometimes I can be an asshole. Sometimes I don't want to talk to anybody. I just keep to myself and all that. But I think my wife and my kids always know that I'm always there. Even if I'm in a bad mood, I'll be there for them. If somebody messes with them, I'm going to kick somebody's ass. Or, just whatever they need, So I don't get why people keep trying to scare my wife and basically act like that, if I reach a certain weight or a certain body type, that I'm going to leave her for somebody else or some other stupid shit. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I just wonder if you all have had to deal with anything like that from other people, or if that's just people, just processing their own fears or putting their fears off on us. Because my wife has been supportive. She wants me to be happy. She gets that I want to do certain things, and I just hate just because I always associate food with happiness and stuff like that. And we enjoy eating, going out to dinner and stuff like that. She knows I love to cook, But she also knows that I want to be healthy. I want to set a healthy example for our kids and just be able to do more things, and play basketball. It's just like, I never played basketball as a normal weight person. I think it would be fun. I've never done a lot of things. I stay away from amusement parks because when you're 370 pounds, you go get in a roller coaster, you get one click on the rod or whatever, if you can even get in, and you're like, am I gonna be all right? So just to be able to do normal things and not feel like I'm just gonna break shit because I'm so big, or that I'm just taking up the room and all that shit because I'm so big. So my wife understands my reasons for pursuing this option of weight loss, and she knows I get on something and I go hardcore with it, and she knows that's just how I am. So that's my two questions, basically. Said if you want to look me up on Facebook, Chad Tyler. I haven't been on there for a while because I gave up Facebook for Lent. I'm not Catholic, but it just seemed like a good idea not to check on Facebook for a month or so. Instagram, I think I'm RoundMan3Gs or RoundMan3000. Twitter, same thing. Yeah, just make sure subscribe. It'll be an interesting journey. I'm not a perfect person. Never claimed to be, but I do certainly try hard. So I feel like I have the power to do this, and I have the support this time to do this. And obviously, if I can be part of this YouTube community and have support from subscribers, and I think that'll help me out a lot. So send me questions, comments, whatever. Everybody have a great day. See you around.